So, this is the first car vlog episode in my new car, the Mercedes Benz. It will be fun to have this car instead of my old when doing this. I really like my new car, especially all the security features and economic features and so on. Really good. It has all the security features you can think of. I can hardly do a car crash in this. Really safe. And the economic features is really great too. And I like the 7-inch car computer that tells me diagrams over how I have driven, how economic I have been and so on. And I really like the seats in this car, the car seats. It feels like a king sitting in this seat. Really cool. And it takes almost no fuel. That's really great. It's like a moped. 0.47 for 10 kilometers. That's really great. That's not even a half liter. And it will be probably a lot more quieter when doing these car vlogs, because it's a lot more quieter inside the car than it was in my older one. This is much quieter. This has a automatic gearbox and with 7 gears. So I'm not so used to that yet, because I haven't used an automatic gearbox in many years. I think 20 years or so. But I like it. Sometimes it gears down when I'm driving up for a small hill or something. I don't like that, because when I had the manual gearbox in my old car, I didn't need to gear down there. So I don't like that. But I think that's the drawback with an automatic gearbox. So now I am on the highway, and in my old car the sound was quite high inside the car. Now I think this sounds better than in the old car. I hope so. We will see when I'm doing video edit of this. This is the future of my CARVLOG show. By doing them from this car. Feels very luxurious. I really like this car. Samsung had an event last week where they presented the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 finally. I've done some videos about that device before the event, but now it's unveiled finally. And it looks good and all, really good. The size is not too big, actually, 5.5-inch screen. But I don't understand why they do a whole UI. Samsung do a whole UI based on the S Pen. I don't want to use a pen on a device. That's so 90s. I mean, a touch-based device should not use a pen. And I understand that you can use a pen in some cases and in some apps and so on. For example, doing handwriting or drawing by hand and so on. But for me, that's kind of pointless. Why should I do that? I type a lot faster than drawing by hand. I type a lot faster than doing it. when I'm writing with a pen. So for me, the pen is totally useless and pointless. I don't have any use at all for it. I don't want the pen. And okay, a lot of comments on my post on Google Plus about that says that, oh, well, don't use the pen then. Well, of course I can do so, don't use the pen, but if you have seen the videos and if you saw the event that Samsung had with the Note 2, everything was done with the pen. All the new features in the Galaxy Note 2 was for the S Pen. Hovering above the icon and hovering above the document to see a preview and so on. I mean, if they could done those features that so it worked with a finger too, for example, hovering my finger above an icon or something, then I could have accepted that, but it doesn't work with your finger, only with the S Pen. And I think that's a wrong decision, a bad idea. You should not do a device that needs a pen in the 2012. I mean, that's so old and 90s. I don't like the pen. The device in itself is really great, looks nice, perfect size to be both a tablet and a phone, really good. I like that, but I don't like that Samsung did this with the UI, so that you are even forced to use the pen if you want to use all the new features. If you want to use all the new features, you are forced to use the S Pen, and that's wrong, really wrong. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think that's bad. Samsung also unveiled a camera, an Android camera, a Galaxy camera, the Samsung Galaxy camera, and that's a kind of neat, nifty idea. I mean, if you don't want to have only a phablet or a phone or a tablet, then you can use a camera and have all the features you have in a smartphone. You can even call with it. It has a 3G connection, 4G connection, Wi-Fi, and running Jelly Bean. I mean, that's really nice. It's a lot thicker than a phone, of course, a lot thicker, but you have a really decent camera in it. I think that's a nice idea, really nice. So user can choose to buy a camera with all the smartphone features, or they can use a phone with all the smartphone features, or they can buy a phablet. So Samsung has fit all things in different devices now. I think that's one positive thing with Samsung. I don't know the price for this camera, but if it's not too expensive, then I think it's a great idea and could be quite successful. Users could buy it if it's not too expensive. So I'm at my work now, so we need to quit this first part of the CARVLOG Show. Okay, back from work. Continue with the CARVLOG Show. Some more about my new car, the Mercedes-Benz. I really like the Eco Start and Stop feature. So for example, if I have to stop for red light or in a traffic stocking or something, then when I stand still with the car, it turns off the engine. At first I was a bit afraid about that, because what should I do and so on. But as soon as I take my foot to the gas pedal again, the engine starts instantly again. So I don't notice that the engine was off actually. The car went very silent and the engine has stopped totally. But everything else worked still in the car. And by this feature I don't use so much fuel. So it's a great feature. Eco start and stop. Every time I stop for a red light or in a traffic stop or something, then the engine turns off and starts again totally automatically. I don't have to do anything. Just lift my foot from the brake and to the gas pedal and the engine starts again. Really, really useful. Really useful. I really like that. And I also like the Bluetooth and iPhone integration into the car. As soon as I get into the car, the iPhone connects to the audio system via Bluetooth. And the display says Stefan's iPhone. And then I can make a call, and when I do that, all my contacts from the iPhone is visible on the computer, on the car computer. Really great. Another thing I like with the new car is rest warming. As you know, I live in a kind of cold country, Sweden, and when I turn off the engine and sit in my car still, I can push a button on the air condition that says rest. And when I do that, it heating up the car for up to 30 minutes after I have turned off the engine. From rest warmth from the engine, rest heat from the engine. Kind of cool. So for example, if my wife should go into a shop and do some shopping and I stay in the car while she's shopping, then I can click on that button, rest, and I can sit in that car, in my car, and still have all the warmth I need, all the hot warmth from the engine, without the car being on. Really great. But still, the same thing on the summer. If I click on that button, I will have air condition work for 30 minutes after I have turned off the engine. Really cool. So this car vlog episode has been a lot of my new car, a lot about my new car, but also some Samsung gadgets. So I hope you like this episode. So please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and as I said many times now, I need more subscribers, so please subscribe to this channel of me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really need more subscribers, so do that. And we will talk, and I will talk about a lot more tech and gadget stuff that you will like.